Humans of the Cardboard, we are in here. We've got 2 new OGDOADIC support cards here. It looks like a boss monster and where's my mouse? Okay. And a quick play spell. I've read nothing on them so far. This is it. Come on, Konami. Push us forward with this. Now, I think it's also important to note that we got not only Black Mamba, but also Lamia coming in the Battles of Legend Monsters Revenge in a week or 2. Sorry, my hair looks crazy. I just literally woke up like 5 minutes ago. Checked Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. Shout out to them. They kill it with news. Let's get into it. I'm really hoping. I've always really wanted to see good OGDOADIC stuff. Everyone in my comments has been saying we should be getting OGDOADIC stuff in Age of Overlord. Come on. Let's see what we got. This is Neferibis, the OGDOADIC Overlord. Okay, perfect. Had Overlord in the name just like we thought. Level 10 Dark Reptile Effect Monster. Okay, so it's not an 8, so it's not searchable off Lamia, but if it's good enough, it's good enough. 2200 attack, 3100 defense. I believe that's the other guy's stats flipped. The other big boss monster who has like the board wipe ability. I think he's 3122. So this, I guess, is like the female version of him. Kind of have everything. All of them have like a male-female kind of version. 2 hard ones per turns. If a monster is sent from either player's hand or deck to the graveyard while this card is in the graveyard, special summon this monster. But you cannot special summon monsters until the end of the next turn, except reptiles. Okay. Second effect, if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard except Neferibis, the OGDOADIC Overlord, special summon it. Okay, interesting. This is hard locking us into reptiles, not only for this turn, but until the end of the next turn, which is kind of weird. I guess the idea is even if you summon it on your opponent's turn, puts you in a weird spot. This is a really powerful grind card, though, because how many decks need to send stuff from hand or deck to the graveyard? I mean, keep in mind, this is either player, too. This is not completely relying on your opponent. This means you could have Ash Blossom. You could literally have, like, in the grind, let's say, for example, in the grind, you have this set up with the other boss monster engraved, and you have no engine, you just have an Ash Blossom, right? And your opponent tries to play, you Ash them, this card reborns itself, then it reborns the other boss monster, and now he is able to wipe the entire board. Not too shabby, plus can reborn some of the other OGDOADIC cards. Plus, this reborns literally any monster engraved. It's not even a reptile reborner. So there's some very powerful stuff here. I think this is a good card for sure. It definitely seems like a one-of, not a card you really want to draw. It's a card you just want to get set up in grave, and then it's going to put in work. Doesn't fix any of the issues as far as Bestials are a menace to this deck. This card definitely gets decimated by Bestials, but still a good card in a vacuum. We'll take it. Very cool. All right, moving on. Hopefully this is a good quick play spell, because one of the things is sometimes you have a search off of some of your OGDOADIC cards for like a spell or trap, but like there's no good like interruptive card, or I don't know, maybe it's another extender. I really was hoping we'd get a trap one day, because like just a really powerful like OGDOADIC trap would be so clean. All right, let's see. This is OGDOADIC Dawn of Creation. This is a quick play spell. First and second effects are hard ones per turns. Tribute 1 reptile monster you control. For every 2 levels that monster had, special summon up to 1 OGDOADIC token. Reptile Dark level 2, 0/0 for the stats. Interesting. Wow. If you just put one of the 10s on field, you tribute it for 5 bodies. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard during the main phase, and if you do, you can target one of your banished reptile monsters, shuffle that monster into the deck, then you can send 1 reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard. Holy crap. That's a lot. Okay, this card is so interesting. This actually seems like a pretty wild extender. Now, I know the deck kind of likes to abuse some Exceed plays, and this definitely doesn't allow you to go down that route because you can't overlay with tokens. But that's pretty, like, your lowest level guys are 4s, right? So And well, as far as the OGDOADIC specific cards, I also like that this contribute any reptile, not just OGDOADIC. So the other reptile cards you play definitely get to make use of this as well. This is pretty good. So like, at least, even if I'm like doing something simple, like normal and OGDOADIC, you contribute it, get 2 tokens, boom. Or, you know, at least this turns one of the level 4 guys from 1 body to 2 bodies. So even in that as essence, this card kind of gives you pretty good value. But anything higher than that is usually going to be an 8. So you trade one of those bodies, one of the 8s, for 4 bodies. Very interesting. Now, it's going to be a good question of what cards are locking you and when you have to fire them, as far as like your combo sequencing goes, to make sure you're not locking ourselves fully into reptiles. Because otherwise, this card's giving us the ability to abuse some pretty good generic Link stuff, IP Masquerena, Appaloosa, stuff like that. Interesting. And that second effect is actually so good. This is not even like on the next turn after this card is sent to grave. This is the same turn. So it's literally like tribute a reptile to get multiple bodies in return. Then that same turn you can banish this card from graveyard, put a banished reptile back into the deck, and get another Foolish Burial. So setting up stuff like this card. Like I said, this card's really good in the grind. Just get it into grave. Hand traps. So many engines are going to trigger this card anyway. And you can trigger it yourself as well. That's pretty good, man. This is pretty good. Now, again, we still sit in a similar issue for this deck specifically, in that what's our payoff, right? Are there great rank 10s? Definitely not good reptile rank 10s. But I guess, to be fair, if you're setting this up in grave with the other level 10, just reborning this in the level 10 is good enough on their own, because he's now a quick effect send all your opponent's stuff, which is pretty powerful. But oh man, this is so interesting. This isn't really what I expected to see for the deck, but they're good. I think they're both good cards. This just isn't exactly what I expected to see, so I'm definitely gonna have to get back into the deck building form and see where we go. I mean, I kind of still sit in a similar position, as it does still feel like we're gonna need something. It feels like the deck doesn't have the connecting piece, which is, to me, like the hieratic seal. To me, how dragons have their hieratic seal, that's super easy to get to link to, even if all your like big combos break down, make seals. How many duels do you think Dragon-like players win where like the play breaks down, they get hand trapped 2 or 3 times, and it's just make seals and it's enough? This is the kind of deck where like if the play breaks down, the play just breaks down and you just lose kind of deck. So I don't know if this necessarily covers up that kind of consistency issue in terms of like being able to play every duel, but these are good cards. If you've been messing around with the deck more recently, I haven't messed around with it in a while, let me know your thoughts down below on this stuff and any specific interactions that I didn't mention here with some of the cards that already exist. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. The other one is Bee Troopers, by the way, or insects. Like, I'd love to see them get like a hieratic seal type card. I don't want to see it for every type in the game, but those two specifically are like, you don't even play them as pure decks. They are insects. They are reptiles. So I'd love to see them, and they're just underpowered, underdeveloped. So yeah, that's it for me here, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. These are good. These are really good. Are they enough, though? That's going to be the question. At least get this deck back up into a rogue, into a rogue status. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm out of here for today. Stay tuned for more Age of Overlord reveals. We are getting heavy into it over the last couple of days. I will bring you anything that comes out there. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.